Hello everyone, and now welcome to game 2 in the set between Gamma Bears' Sen and Azubu's Top here on Achillean Waste. Top losing game 1 in this 2-game set, and we'll see whether or not he'll be able to even things up and at least come home with 1 point today, or if Sen will be victorious and come home with the big 3. Sen has spawned as the blue Zerg on the bottom right hand side. Meanwhile, Top has spawned as the red Terran on the top left. Terran versus Zerg here on Achillean Waste. As things do get underway, what is the strategies? What will we be seeing? And what are these players really looking to do? What are these players really looking to do in terms of strategy? No real easy way to know, as Sen is looking already for what I believe to be a proxy barracks. Always important that you are never blindsided by cheese. 7 times out of 10 you will not scout anything, but if just because you don't scout anything doesn't mean you shouldn't. Oh, I never even thought about that. Building the barracks right here would be a very cute tactic. You can build the barracks here, and then, although the Overlord would spot that anyways, you can build the barracks here and then lift up and then land on the low ground. And any scouting drone, even if they walk here, since they don't walk past the brush, wouldn't see it. Now, coming back around, a drone is going to sneak inside the main base, and Sen will spot that it is most likely a hatchery first. Or excuse me, a command center first. Yes, it is also a hatchery first coming in from Sen. But more importantly, Sen was able to take a look around and notice that, hey, there is no barracks inside, and this is pretty decent SCV saturation, meaning that he didn't cut any corners for a proxy barracks. Sometimes it's not important what you see, what you don't see. It's as important what you do see, and the number of SCVs there as well was very important in telling what's going to be happening. Coming back around, we can see the refinery is already underway. It looks as though Top will be going into reactor Hellions after this early barracks, and we'll see if it's going to be effective. The effectiveness of reactor Hellions has really fallen as of late, just because most Zerg players know how to deal with it. On a map like Achillean Waste, though, Zerg players generally lose a lot of drones down here at the 3 o'clock position. The reason being is that the walking distance is rather far. In the same way, though, or at the same time, any Hellion that goes into this corridor, what I call like the death corridor, is most likely not going to be able to make it out. The reason for that, they actually need to backtrack a little bit in order to get back into their own base, and that buys time for Zerglings and Roaches to come down the ramp here and intercept them. There is that factory. We should be seeing a reactor come in momentarily, as we are going into our second refinery of the day. Overlord, or not of the day, of the game. Overlord is going to sneak by here, and it's going to park itself off. And this is just some really good scouting by both sides. Both sides wanting to make sure that they know what the other player is doing and what the antics are. However, Sen already sitting on a 10 supply advantage, and as long as he doesn't lose that many drones, will come out ahead rather quickly. You can also take a look. Only 20 seconds left before that reactor is done. We should be seeing a lift-off swap here in just a second. And not surprisingly, Sen has yet to transfer any drones down here at the 3 o'clock position, worrying that perhaps by transferring drones, they will just succumb to their barbecue fate a little bit faster, since it is difficult to defend. There are those reactor Hellions. Where is the additional command center that I'm expecting coming in from Top? Also, we are going into an armory, so this could be Hellbat drops. Top in game 1 really played very old school in terms of Wings of Liberty style. Are we perhaps going to see some Hellbats, and are they going to be effective? I'm really surprised that Top has not trained a lot of Hellbats, since Hellbats are extremely effective against Zerglings and also decently effective against Roaches. They're able to absorb a lot more damage and allow the Marines and Marauders to finish units off here. What are we going to be seeing next? Are we seeing a Hellbat? Yes, there is one Hellbat being trained. A second Hellbat should be being trained as well. We should also be going into double Medivacs. And double Medivacs is going to mean quad Hellbat drops, which I know is an absolute nightmare for most Zergs. All right, Overlord going to get shot down there. There it goes. Now going into that double Medivac play, making sure that the Overlord was down before doing anything else, as we now see a new round of Hellbats looking to get trained up. Third command center now coming in as well, as we do see the Overlord off over here. 3 bases to, or it will soon be 3 bases to 3. And as long as Sen can minimize how much damage that he's taken, he should be very, very strong here. What is this? A Spine Crawler and a Spore Crawler being built both at the third base. There's a Spore Crawler off over here as well, so it is going to be extremely difficult for those Hellbats to effectively drop. Here we go. The Medivacs could be going in for another Afterburner boost here in just a moment. There it is. And now just making their way, streaking across the sky. And they are now a little bit slow, but the damage could be dealt. Here we go. What are we going to have? There's the Queens, and there are the Hellbats now simply dropping from the skies here. No going to get picked back up, and get away. Top not dealing the necessary damage with this drop, as the Hellbats now clean up all of those Zerglings. There you go. What is the follow-up play going to be? There is a Spine Crawler and a Spore Crawler both within range if those Hellbats get a little bit too close. And here we go. There you go. The drones gonna get torched here. That could be a very bad day. A lot of drones were taken down, but no, they instead start focusing down the Spine Crawler. The Medivac, on the other hand, the Medivac could have taken a lot of damage here. It looks as though the Queen is going to get taken down. The Medivacs are nowhere nearby to try and heal up. Oh, a beautiful pickup, as 2 very, very low hit point Medivacs are able to escape. And that was a huge play by Top. If he had lost these Medivacs, I would have thought that that entire drop, that entire sequence, was actually his own downfall, as it didn't deal enough damage. However, Sen unable to focus down enough, or was able to escape with a lot of drones. That was a huge play, as we are going to see another drop now coming in. Here you go. The drones need to focus, or the drones need to get focused down. One Medivac with a Hellbat was taken down there. And I think that's just one of the difficulties, as we now see another Hellbat drop coming into play as well. Creep Tumors, what's going to be happening next? The Queen trying to push away this one Medivac. And what is happening here is the drone's going to be going after the... Oh, what is it doing? Is it perhaps going to try and drop back down onto the drones? That could be a huge play. Where are the rest of the Hellbats? The Hellbats did in fact fall, and the Medivac needs to booster away again, as we see another drop inside the third. This has just been an absolute nightmare. How many workers have been killed? 17, but Sen still on top, 109 versus 85 in terms of the in terms of the total supply, 50 to 73 drones versus SCVs. Roaches now making their way in. What are they going to do? This back door here, these rocks have yet to be destroyed. The Roaches can walk in and have their own party without any real fear. SCVs being transferred over here, as we now see another Hellbat drop inside the main base. Double macro hatches coming in, meaning that we should see a lot more Zerglings and a lot more Roaches on the field, just because they are more larva intensive than say Ultralisk. Than say Ultralisk. Coming back around, we can still see SCVs and mules are mining away. Back door over here, Roaches and Zerglings are going to try to engage. Top does have a slight supply advantage. Harvester counts 59 to 75. And Sen is no longer training up drones. Instead, going in for another hatchery here at what I'll call the 2 o'clock position. SCV looking to finish rebuilding or building this refinery. However, the Zergling getting in some easy damage. For some reason, Marines finally showing up to take that down. There is an Overseer getting a perfect view of what's going on inside Top's base, as we are now looking at drones being transferred here to the 2 o'clock position. Coming back around, Overseer looking to fly away. Looks like it may be successful. Is it gonna... Nope, it is just parking himself off over here. And it looks like Marines may be able to make its way down in time to shoot down this Overseer. Overseer does have the movement speed upgrade, so it could outrun these Marines if it really wanted to. Meanwhile, back over here, Medevac's going to try and fly by. Is it going to be successful? Mutalisks are there, and oh, the drop already getting cleaned up before all of the units get taken down. Zerglings now cleaning up everything else, and that was a huge play there. Banelings now making their way over. Oh, the Baneling, there's one good splash, and there goes the last of them both. Marines now looking to hold this Xel'Naga tower here. It doesn't look like it will be successful, as there are already Mutalisks and Queens and Zerglings now looking to come in. Marines now coming in from the low ground as well. They're going to be able to shoot up onto the high ground, only to find Banelings in the back. And now Top is finding himself in a rather sticky situation, once again down by 30 supply. What is Top's follow-up plan going to be? He has not been able to really make a dent. Meanwhile, Sen has been able to defend everything that Top has been throwing at him and been able to do it very, very effectively. So far, because of all the engagements and the way things are going, Sen has come out with a stronger economy, even though losses are relatively even. 33-25 versus 31-31. Income tab shows higher mining for the Zerg, just because he is running up on an additional base right now, but this base is in a very, very forward position and could get pressured by the Terran Top in just a second. He has yet to, nope, just now setting up this hatchery off down over here. If he takes down these rocks, he should be fairly well defended, as Top now looking to take up his own fourth base as well. Zerglings now trying to come in for a surround. The Medevacs picking up a lot of units. Siege tanks offering a bit of ground support and push back all of those Zerglings there. Siege tanks do also have 1-0 upgrades, meaning they will always take down a Zergling in one shot, regardless of how much armor it has. And the Roaches, Zerglings, and Banelings will try to perhaps come in with a bit of a flank. This is rather a sticky situation for Sen. Sen has the advantage, but he needs to make sure he does not just run in and just suicide units, as we're seeing here. Is he going to come out ahead in this engagement? Yes, taking down enough siege tanks. Doesn't want to go up against the Marines, and there we go, does back off. Coming back around, Roaches, Mutalisks now all working together. Zerglings, we're going to see another regrouping, and where will Sen be striking next, as a handful of Zerglings already now on the field. We're up to, 94 Zerglings on the field, with Banelings now being constructed as well. All of these Zerglings just, for some reason, able to face in the same direction as we're going to be looking here. Marines going to try and engage. There is, I believe, some, Widow Mines trying to have burrowed themselves. And what is Top doing? Top is looking for a good position to try and break through Sen's major creep advantage, but I think Sen is just too big to fall right now, unless, oh, we could have a bit of a drop play. There's the siege tanks. There's a good surround there. Medevac's picking up, dropping down again, and that's been some smart play continually by Top picking up and dropping units so that the Zerglings have once again just put themselves all together in one location, which is not exactly what you want them to be. They kind of want to be able to flank and surround, and once they are all piled up into one location, siege tanks can really start to splash away and deal a lot of damage. We are now going into Adrenal Glands, crackling upgrades on those Zerglings, as we're looking to see what Top will be doing next. Marines now dropping down. Medevacs completely cleaning that up there, as we're looking to see where these Zerglings will be traveling to. Here we go. There you go. We are going to be seeing Zerglings now trying to take down Marines. Marines having a very bad day. What is happening here? Down go a couple more, as the Zerglings now trying to make their way off over here to the top side. Back down over here, you can see that the Zerglings, or Medevac's, now going to get shut down. Widow Mines have not burrowed themselves. That's a horrible loss there. Oh, they're going to burrow themselves. Are they going to do it in time? No, they don't, as the Widow Mine was spotted by that Overseer again. This base down over here, it looks like Top is giving up a lot of key ground. He cannot afford to do this, as he is looking to get another drop inside the main. However, the only 4 Marines are left in this drop. There is one Queen off over here. Mutalisks now making their way over, and the Zerglings are going to be able to clean this up with especially Mutalisks support. Coming back down across the center, Sen still looking to reinforce, and I just believe Sen is just too strong in his reaction time for him to fall. Top looking for an opening, prying for an opening, attacking from every which way. He is doing everything right. Unfortunately for him, Sen is also doing everything right as well, and making sure to scout and making sure to have all these overlords in position. You can take a look and at just the amount of coverage and site coverage that's going on the map. Medevac after medevac, drop after drop, picked out of the sky or cleaned up before any real damage could be dealt. A lot of Widow Mines here. You can see 8 of them down there. More Widow Mines up on the high ground. But Top cannot move out with his units against these 3-3 upgraded Zerglings, even though he himself has 3-3 upgraded Marines and Marauders. Mutalisk now finally joining in on the fight. Let's see, here we go. 2-0 upgrades, extra damage coming across. Widow Mines getting off some easy shots there, really destroying many of the Mutalisks, as the Mutalisks now simply ignore their target and instead take down the base that was sitting at the 9 o'clock position. Meanwhile, during this time, the Zerglings or Marines were trying to take down this base. Marauders may shut down this hatchery before it gets up and running. And yes, it does fall. So a bit of a small victory there, making sure that Sen cannot freely drone up. But at what cost? As now Top is down to 1 essentially mining base and some sparse minerals all throughout the map. 143 supply versus 199. Army supply is rather even. It's really in the worker supply that we see the discrepancy. 55 to 79. Only a 20 difference in the worker supply, a 20 difference in the army supply, as Top now tries to re-establish this base here. Meanwhile, Mutalisks are now looking to come in, able to take down the medevac. That was a bit of a give-me attack there, as the Marines now taking a bit of damage. All right, missile turrets getting in some easy shots here. Down goes 1 Mutalisk. And what is going to be happening next? Refinery now on fire. Back over here, Zerglings attacking the Marines one at a time. Not the smartest, not the brightest there. As we now see level 3 Mutalisk upgrades about to come online. We are at Hive Tech. I do believe we are at the... We got to be at Greater Spire, right? Where... Do we have Greater Spire? I don't see. Alright, anyways, let's take a look back around. Another medevac drop happening here. And Sen is going to end up losing, or maybe forced to cancel this hatchery again. No, able to respond in time. There are a couple Banelings. Oh, the Banelings might splash, take down 1 Marine and 1 Marine only, as there is another cancellation again. So Top, even though he is behind, constantly picking up units and really extending this game, forcing Sen to constantly react to what is going on. All right, the rocks here, they may get taken down in just a second. Meanwhile, the front door, that is a whole bunch of Marines. The Widow Mines are not burrowed. The Banelings are going to be able to splash up on top of a lot of the units. Changelings now making their way over as well. What is going to be happening here as the Banelings are looking to just absolutely melt away many of the Marauders and the Marines? So many Changelings in that group. And it doesn't even look like Top really cares, as Sen actually does have all of these Marines. Oh, Marine after Marine is getting taken down, or Changeling after Changeling, excuse me. Coming back around. Let's see what's going to be happening next. Marines are dropping like flies here at this, what I'll call center 8 o'clock expansion location. There are some more Changelings being brought into play, and these Marines are going to head back and keep track of what is going down here. Does Top spot these? Yes, he does spot all of these Marines, but hasn't really done anything with them just quite yet. Marauders and Marines once again dropping to try and shut down this hatchery. Sen, for I believe the 3rd time, will finally be able to defend it, and the medevacs will be forced to retreat. Meanwhile, spine crawlers are coming in, and with spine crawlers and spore crawlers, that perhaps will be enough, as we now see SCVs and Marines once again trying to engage against this flock of Mutalisks. Mutalisks do need to back off here, as we now see another drop. Nope. Not going to be successful, as down goes another medevac. All right, Top really, really frustrated. You can really start to see it in his actions. He's trying to break free, but every which way he tries to move out, Sen just seems to be 1 step ahead of him, and Sen is not giving him an inch of room to maneuver in order to fight back into this game. Widow Mines are already burrowed on the ramp. Are we going to perhaps see an engagement here? There is some easy shots there. Mutalisks now trying to engage, and what is going to be happening as the Mutalisks, Marines, Marauders, Banelings are engaging here in center map, and it looks like all of them will get taken down in a matter of seconds as the Widowmine does burrow in time and does take down a couple of easy units again. Sitting at 179 versus 90 now, I believe the point of no return has been reached. Top, I do not believe, can hold on to this game for the victory any longer. Sen with 100 supply advantage and growing promises to take the game, and there it is. Top losing game 2. Sen able to take 2 games in this 2-game set to go home with 3 points over Azubu's Top. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.